The year 1980 marked a pivotal moment in entertainment history, a time when the world's most iconic stars were captured in unguarded, candid moments that are still making waves on the internet today. From explosive controversies to transformative comebacks, from shocking public displays to intimate revelations, the year was one of contrasts, where triumphs and tragedies played out in front of the cameras. These 21 celebrities, caught on film during 1980, offer a glimpse into a world of fame that was raw, unfiltered, and often downright surprising. 1. John Lennon. 1980 was John Lennon's final year on Earth, and the footage of him from that time is imbued with a sense of tragic inevitability. After 5 years away from the public eye, Lennon returned to the spotlight with his album Double Fantasy, which marked a creative and personal comeback. His appearances with Yoko Ono, casually signing autographs, walking the streets of New York, and chatting with fans, showed a man who had found peace after years of turmoil. But the haunting footage of Lennon's final moments, including him signing an autograph of the man who would later kill him, is a chilling reminder of the fragility of fame. His public persona, captured just days before his death, feels impossibly poignant in hindsight. 2. Princess Diana. Before Diana Spencer became the beloved Princess of Wales, she was a shy, young woman stepping into the limelight. In 1980, Diana was already the subject of public fascination due to her rumored relationship with Prince Charles. The early footage from this period reveals a woman on the brink of worldwide fame, her awkward waves and nervous smiles contrasting with the confident, poised figure she would later become. The press captured her every move. Her first interactions with photographers, her shy demeanor, and the way she handled the intense scrutiny with grace. What these moments captured, more than anything, was the emergence of a future royal icon. 3. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor's 1980 was filled with both personal and professional turmoil. The year was marked by the infamous accident in which he set himself on fire during a drug-related incident. The resulting burns almost cost him his life. The footage from 1980, including interviews and candid moments post-recovery, revealed a different side of Pryor. A man both confronting his struggles and using them to fuel his comedic genius. His candidness about addiction, self-destruction, and redemption made him even more relatable and revolutionary. By the end of the year, Pryor was back on stage, proving that despite everything, his comedic brilliance remained unmatched. 4. Brooke Shields. Brooke Shields became one of the most photographed young stars of 1980, especially due to her role in The Blue Lagoon. At just 15 years old, Shields found herself at the center of a media storm. The film's controversial themes raised questions about the ethics of casting a teenager in such an explicit role. In interviews during that period, Shields maintained a calm composure despite the intense scrutiny, handling difficult questions from reporters with maturity beyond her years. The footage from her press appearances and red carpets during this time captures a young woman who was forced to navigate adult pressures while trying to retain a sense of normalcy. 5. Muhammad Ali. In 1980, the legendary Muhammad Ali faced his greatest personal challenge yet. At 38, he fought Larry Holmes in what became one of the most difficult matches of his career. Ali, once invincible, appeared slower, weaker, and past his prime. Footage of the fight captures Ali struggling through rounds of brutal punishment, with his corner pleading for him to stop. Fans around the world were devastated by what they saw. Ali, the greatest boxer ever, no longer able to fight at the level that once made him a champion. The fight remains a sobering symbol of both the fragility of athletes and the powerful image of Ali as a symbol of perseverance, even in his decline. 6. Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda's 1980 was marked by two notable achievements: her rise as a fitness mogul and her continued commitment to political activism. The release of her first workout video in 1980 sparked a fitness craze that would sweep the world in the years to come. Fonda's exercise videos became an instant hit, and footage from her workout sessions showed her engaging with her audience, motivating millions to get fit. But beyond the leotards and aerobics, Fonda also participated in anti-nuclear protests, showing that her influence went beyond just fitness. Her ability to combine celebrity, fitness, and activism in a meaningful way captured the spirit of the era. 7. Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen, the epitome of Hollywood cool, spent much of 1980 battling cancer, having retrieved from the spotlight in the final years of his life. While McQueen had been one of the most famous actors of his time, by 1980 he was a much quieter figure, and the footage of him from this period is filled with a haunting poignancy. He was seen attending medical treatments, spending time with loved ones, and offering interviews about his life, his work, and his approaching death. McQueen's final days marked the end of an era in Hollywood, and his death later that year was felt as a major loss to the industry. 8. David Bowie. 1980 was an era of artistic reinvention for David Bowie. Having already revolutionized music with the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust, Bowie continued to push boundaries with his music and image. That year, he released Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, which became one of his most critically acclaimed albums. Footage from his performances in 1980 shows a man who was constantly evolving, captivating audiences with his eclectic style, both musically and visually. Bowie's ability to change personas and break conventions made him one of the most innovative figures in music history, and this footage captures the zenith of his boundary-pushing career. 9. Blondie, Debbie Harry. In 1980, Debbie Harry and her band Blondie were at the forefront of the new wave movement. Hits like Call Me and Atomic ruled the charts, and footage from that time captures Harry in all her charismatic glory. Harry's performances were electric and her punk-inspired. Chic look made her a fashion icon of the era. Behind the scenes, she was just as dynamic, juggling her musical success with acting opportunities and a busy media schedule. These candid moments highlighted Harry as one of the most influential women in rock music, and her star power was undeniable. 10. Queen, Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury and Queen were at the peak of their success in 1980. Their album The Game featured hits like Another One Bites the Dust and Crazy Little Thing Called Love, and their live performances were legendary. Footage from the year captures Mercury's flamboyant stage presence, his impeccable voice, and his ability to connect with audiences in ways few could. Whether performing at sold-out arenas or recording in the studio, Mercury's charisma and raw talent were undeniable. His ability to command the stage and create lasting memories for fans was a defining feature of Queen's 1980 legacy. 11. Andy Warhol. In 1980, the legendary artist Andy Warhol was a regular fixture at Studio 54, rubbing elbows with the rich and famous. Warhol, who had already cemented his status as the leading figure of pop art, continued to blur the line between celebrity and art. He captured moments of celebrity culture in his own distinctive way, creating a unique blend of high art and the raw energy of New York nightlife. Footage from that time showcases Warhol mingling with stars like Mick Jagger, Bianca Jagger, and Liza Minnelli, creating art and moments that continue to define the era. 12. Diana Ross. Diana Ross was a true icon of the 1980s, known not only for her contributions to Motown, but also for her immense stage presence. In 1980, she was still at the top of her game, effortlessly commanding attention wherever she went. Footage of Ross performing live, whether it was on stage or attending glamorous events, shows her magnetism as a performer. With hits like I'm Coming Out and Upside Down, Ross was a cultural force, and her influence extended beyond music to fashion, film, and style. Her performances and public appearances during this time solidified her as one of the most important figures in music history. 13. Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger, the frontman of the Rolling Stones, continued to live the rock and roll lifestyle in 1980, often spotted partying at Studio 54 and hanging out with fellow stars. Footage from that year showcases his larger-than-life persona, his dynamic stage presence, his iconic swagger, and his freewheeling attitude. Despite being in his late 30s by this point, Jagger maintained his youthful energy, and his band's popularity was stronger than ever. The candid footage of Jagger and the Stones as they toured the globe in 1980 serves as a reminder of why they remain one of the most enduring rock bands in history. 14. Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli, the celebrated actress and singer, was a regular fixture at Studio 54 in 1980, where her vibrant personality and incomparable talent kept her in the spotlight. Whether she was performing in cabarets or attending glamorous events, Minnelli's magnetic presence was undeniable. In the footage from 1980, her unique blend of elegance and spontaneity shines through, capturing the essence of an artist who had already secured her place in entertainment history. 15. Grace Jones. Grace Jones was the epitome of boldness in 1980, known for her outlandish fashion choices, striking beauty, and boundary-pushing performances. Whether she was performing on stage or attending high-profile events, Jones captivated the public with her fearless individuality. Footage from that year showcases Jones in her distinctive, often avant-garde style, a stark contrast to the more traditional beauty standards of the time. She was a true pioneer, and her influence on music, fashion, and art remains palpable to this day. 16. Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett, known for her iconic role in Charlie's Angels, was at a crossroads in 1980. In the aftermath of her breakthrough role, Fawcett faced the pressures of maintaining her image while dealing with the personal fallout from legal and career challenges. The candid footage from this period captures her navigating the public's expectations, showing a woman under intense pressure but still undeniably glamorous. Fawcett's struggles and triumphs during this time provided a raw look into the complexities of celebrity life. 17. John Travolta. After the success of Grease and Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta was at the peak of his fame in 1980. The footage from this period shows Travolta's ability to effortlessly connect with audiences, whether on screen or in real life. As the world's most famous dancer and heartthrob, Travolta continued to charm both fans and critics alike, further cementing his place as one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. His appearances on talk shows and in public were a spectacle, and his star power seemed limitless. 18. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney, ever the musical innovator, spent 1980 releasing his album McCartney 2 and continuing his journey as a solo artist after the breakup of the Beatles. Footage from this time shows McCartney experimenting with new sounds and exploring the creative process. He maintained his place as a living legend in the music world, balancing his Beatles legacy with his own artistic ventures. Whether in interviews or live performances, McCartney's passion for music and his relentless drive to innovate were evident. 19. Olivia Newton-John. Olivia Newton-John was enjoying the fruits of her labor in 1980, having already become a global sensation due to Grease and Xanadu. Footage from this period shows her balancing her pop music career with her acting projects, effortlessly transitioning from teen idol to mature artist. With hits like Magic and Physical, Newton-John solidified her status as one of the era's most beloved performers. 20. Bob Marley. Bob Marley, the iconic Jamaican musician, was on his final tour in 1980, already battling cancer. Footage from this period shows Marley performing with the same energy and passion that had made him a global legend. His music, rooted in messages of unity, peace, and love, was even more resonant in his final days. Marley's last performances, captured in 1980, reflect his belief in the healing power of music and its capacity to unite people across cultures. 21. Cher. In 1980, Cher was in the midst of a massive reinvention. Known for her eccentric fashion choices and her dynamic stage presence, Cher continued to dominate both music and film. Footage from this year showcases Cher as she navigated the balance between her pop music career and her ventures into acting, her unique sense of style making her one of the most recognizable stars of the decade. With her defiant attitude and powerful voice, Cher was a force to be reckoned with, and her influence only grew in the years that followed. These 21 celebrities didn't just define 1980, they shaped the cultural legacy of an entire generation. Their unfiltered moments, captured on film, remind us of the glamour, the drama, and the profound humanity behind the famous faces. Even decades later, These glimpses into the past continue to captivate audiences, reminding us that the stars of 1980, while no longer shining as brightly, still hold a significant place in the history of pop culture